Is this the end of the Canadian real estate market as we know it? Was the COVID-19 pandemic simply just the final nail in the coffin for the Canadian housing market? We're now seeing millions of people on unemployment, over 1 million jobs lost, and we know that jobs are one of the largest indicators for where the real estate market is going. Now we're seeing sales dropping by 50% across Canadian markets. Is this truly the end of the Canadian real estate market as we know it? Well, if there's something in the news about Canadian real estate, you know I'm going to cover it. This is Real Estate Rumblings time. Hey guys, I'm Matthew Pfeiffer and welcome back to Prairie Real Estate. So do you know why the pitcher went to jail? Because he was framed. Oh boy. Hey, we need a little humor in times like this. For those of you new, thanks for joining me. This is a little segment I like to call Real Estate Rumblings, more of an informal segment to my regular videos. I like to cover news, things like that are anything real estate related, what you've seen in the headlines, break it down, go through it all. So if you want to keep up to date on the Canadian real estate market, go ahead, hit that subscribe button and you'll always be informed of what's going on. Never in Canadian history, besides maybe the 2 world wars, has Canada ever shut down the country like we have now. And some of the things that are in the news right now are absolutely crazy headlines. You know, this one, for example, 1 million jobs were lost in the month of March alone. That's the biggest job loss in Canadian history. Over 2.6 million people have applied for unemployment insurance. 500,000 homes have deferred their mortgage payments for 6 months. And about 6 million people have already applied for the Canadian Emergency Relief Benefit Program. These are staggering numbers, and I don't even know how to really comprehend all of this, but this is not a typical market slowdown. So the normal rules don't really apply to this. Yes, those 1 million people that have lost their jobs, that's tough, but it's skewed mainly to part-time or younger employees. And I do expect a lot of them are going to get their jobs back. Will they all get them back? No, absolutely not. Will some businesses go bankrupt because of this? Yes, absolutely, that's going to happen. So how has this impacted real estate sales so far in Canada, and what's going to happen kind of going forward? Well, let's kind of break it down and go through some of the stats here and see what's going on. So first off, data from the 15th of March to the middle of April, April 15th here, my province in Saskatchewan, we're down about 25% in sales. But if you go just from the 1st of April to the 15th of April, sales are down 64%. Now, what's going on in the rest of the Canadian markets? Well, maybe let's take a look at Calgary here, for example. They're down 65% in sales compared to where they were in 2019 in the month of April. Out east in Toronto, sales are down 50%, and Montreal's on track to be down 65% by the time the month is up here. Okay, so over a 50% drop in sales, that's a pretty hysterical stat to look at there. But I don't think that's going to be a number that's going to hold true through the end of the year, no matter what you're seeing in the media right now. So Montreal Gazette, for example, put up an article that said that this was going to be the worst year for sales in over 50 years in Montreal. And it's headlines like that that I think are really deceiving right now. So yes, of course, in a market like Montreal or Toronto or Vancouver, where prices have been basically increasing every single year for decades, you're right, any slowdown is going to be the worst slowdown in X number of years. But if you look at kind of where some of the projections are, so my company Royal LePage has already been putting out some projections. Let's look at Montreal. They're saying, for example, between 0.5 and 3.5% decline in house prices year over year. So that depends on how long this continues out. So a 0.5% decline in prices could potentially be the worst decline in Montreal's history in 50 years. Again, the headline sounds really scary, but the numbers aren't nearly as scary as the headline makes it seem. This is not your normal market slowdown. Those rules of past market slowdowns where job numbers start going down, unemployment goes up, those don't necessarily apply in a situation like this. I've been calling this the Great Real Estate Pause, and if you want to learn more about that, I've got a video right here on that. And that's really what we are. The economy is at a standstill, the real estate market's on pause. Now, in places like Saskatchewan, they're already talking about getting back to work, and even Quebec, which has been really hard hit by this, they're saying that they might be able to get people to start slowly getting back to work, larger gatherings being allowed in the coming weeks. This would be good news because the sooner that people are back working, the quicker that things will recover in the real estate market. So I don't think those crazy headlines of 50, 60% declines in sales will hold true for more than a couple of months at the most. But will we see prices decline? Yeah, I think we are going to see prices decline. A couple of percent, very realistic. If you're thinking it's going to be 10, 20, 30, 40% declines, I just don't see that happening with the way things are going right now. Now, if you want a more detailed breakdown of where the real estate market's at, I've got my most recent market update video right here. And if you want more real estate related content keeping you up to date, I'll have all my new videos here, or you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you watching. Thanks very much, guys.